The High Court has ruled the government broke the law by discharging untested hospital patients into care homes during the early stages of the pandemic.
The ruling says the decisions of the Health Secretary to make and maintain policies and documents issued in mid-March and early April 2020 were unlawful because they failed to take into account the risk to elderly and vulnerable residents from non-symptomatic transmission, which had been highlighted by, among others, Sir Patrick Vallance in a radio interview as early as the 13th of March.
Despite assurances like this from then Health Secretary Matt Hancock.
Right from the start, we've tried to throw a protective ring around our care homes.
A policy to test care home patients before discharging them from hospital was not introduced until mid-April 2020.
Today we've strengthened the rules so that all care home residents who are discharged from hospital will be tested before being admitted into their care home.
By that time, a staggering 25,000 people had already been discharged from hospital into care homes without being tested for coronavirus.
More than 20,000 elderly or disabled care home residents died from COVID between March and June 2020 in England.
Sage said asymptomatic transmission cannot be ruled out in early February 2020. And here's Patrick Vallance on March 13th.
It looks quite likely that there is some degree of asymptomatic transmission.
This was the Prime Minister's immediate response to the court ruling.
The thing that we didn't know in particular, Mr. Speaker, was that COVID could be transmitted asymptomatically.
He once again misled Parliament. Don't just take my word for it.
The Prime Minister misled the House yesterday when he said that he did not know about asymptomatic transmission.
The thing that we didn't know in particular, Mr. Speaker, was that COVID could be transmitted asymptomatically.
It looks quite likely that there is some degree of asymptomatic transmission.